Hi, I'm Christopher Walker with Closely Observed Teaching, and for this instalment of my FutureLearn diary I'm coming to you live, well not live actually, it's recorded isn't it, but I'm coming to you from Iranka Cafe here in Bielsko-Biała. In this short diary video I'm going to talk to you about music psychology. This is a short course offered by Griffith University. It's a 2-week course with FutureLearn. I've just completed it. The full title is Music Psychology, Why Does Bohemian Rhapsody Feel So Good? So let's get into it. Is this a good course for EFL teachers? So what was this course about? Well, as the title suggests, it's music and psychology. We're looking at these two things, and in the 2 weeks we spent a week looking more at the psychology side. We talked about neurons and neuropsychology. We talked a bit about experiments such as the Capilano suspension bridge experiment, which is a very interesting piece of research done I think in the 1970s, and it showed the impact of context essentially on our emotions. So what they did was they posted this attractive young lady in the middle of a suspension bridge, and they asked people, men mostly, about their feelings at the time as they were crossing. So this hypersensitive, this awareness, the feeling of fear maybe because you're crossing a suspension bridge. And the idea was that if men were interested, they could follow up by calling a number to ask about the results of the survey. A lot of men were calling up the number because they wanted to chat up this attractive lady. And when they were asked about their feelings and the stress that they felt, the excitement, was it because they were on the bridge or was it because of talking to this attractive woman? And a lot of the men kind of felt that it was because of the woman, but really it was probably because of the bridge. But it shows the kind of contingency of brain chemistry and how things work. So that was very interesting. Moving on, we then looked at Bohemian Rhapsody, why it has the effect it does on people, and linking that then to the psychology. So, was the course difficult? Well, I didn't think so. I thought the course was very approachable. It was structured in such a way that you would be able to get something from every single step that you took. There was never really a time when it seemed particularly difficult. It doesn't assume prior knowledge, and I think that's quite useful if you're looking to use this in the ELT classroom. You don't really want your students to need to know a lot about things, especially in English, where they might not have the knowledge in English, they might have it in their own language. So this is a good way of getting into both music and psychology. So, 3 things that I learned on this course. The first one was about the hairs on the cochlea. So the sound comes in, there are hairs that pick up the sound and transmit signals through to the brain. And if you go into like a concert or like a nightclub or something, some of the hairs will be more damaged by the sound than others, and this is the damage to those the cochlear hairs is basically what gives you tinnitus. So that was quite interesting. The second thing that I liked, I always like learning new words. I'd heard the word frisson before, but here I saw it used in a new context. So the frisson was kind of the goosebumps that you get when you listen to a piece of music. I like that. And I also like the idea connected with that suspension bridge experiment that there are both cognitive and physiological aspects to emotion. So those are my 3 kind of learning takeaways if I had to put them into bite-sized chunks. So what about the presentation, the videos and the articles and the overall sequencing? Well, the videos were very clearly produced. They were well presented by the guy from Griffith University. He spoke at a good pace so that anyone could understand what he was saying, and he clearly enunciated things. He seemed very much in charge of himself as he was doing the video presentations. That's not always the case on FutureLearn. Sometimes you get people who are good in their field but aren't good at presenting. This guy's clearly both. Some of the videos were also just YouTube videos, maybe recordings of Bohemian Rhapsody. Sometimes they had like a Saturday Night Live sketch that showed a particularly fun aspect of the music psychology they were looking at. And all the videos were pretty short. I mean, I know Bohemian Rhapsody is a long video, but you don't have to watch it every time. I thought they were the right length. The articles as well were very well written. They were clear. It was well edited. I mean, that's the best expression to use. They were edited so that they had, every sentence had impact in the paragraph, and every paragraph had its place in each short article. So I thought that was very good. I also thought that it was great in terms of the structuring, because every article either introduced a point, or developed a point, or reinforced a point. And there would be a discussion point in every single article or after every single video. That's not always the case on FutureLearn. Here it really worked wonders. There was a lot of discussion happening, people were really contributing, and I thought that was great. So what about that interactivity then? The discussion boards were pretty active. I saw a lot of people posting comments, a lot of people liking comments and giving feedback on things, so I thought that was really good to see. And I think this is a good area where EFL students would be able to contribute their bit. There's always something to talk about and always something to respond to. So I think that's a real plus on this. There were some quizzes to check your learning, and if you made a mistake in the quiz, then you'd be directed back to the relevant part of the course. So that brings me to the overall recommendation for this course, and for me personally, my grade as somebody just taking this FutureLearn course, I'm very happy to give it 5 stars out of 5. This is the ideal FutureLearn course. It's something that you go in, you learn something, you come out, and you have that little takeaway. As for EFL teachers, is this a good course? Absolutely, yes. 5 out of 5 here as well. The content is perfectly teachable. It's produced in a way that you get these kind of like the little drip, drip, drip of feedback and response, reward. You go to the next stage, you go to the next stage. No one section seemed to take too long. And that's what you need when you're doing teaching in little chunks. The language that was used was approachable, and I would say that a student at B2 level would be able to get something from this. So if you have lessons with students at B2 and above, this course would be ideal for you. I'm actually using it with a student at about that level right now, and we're enjoying it. So yeah, I think it's definitely proves its worth. So there we go. That was the first course that I completed since I joined FutureLearn Unlimited. If you like this video, please like it. And if you want to keep up with more of these videos, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. And if you really liked what I've been doing here, then please consider buying me a coffee. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, thanks very much, and see you next time.